such a powerful tool when you want to create more success in your life and you want to manifest your dream business and your income goals. But there are three big mistakes I see people using all of the time, and I did exactly the same thing. And I want to share with you in this video what they are so you can avoid these mistakes, make your visualizations more powerful, and manifest your dreams faster. Stay tuned. So the power of visualization is undeniable. It's used by people all over the world to hit their goals and to create more success in their life. So sports people use it all of the time. We hear stories about Olympic medalists, having spent the last several years imagining themselves crossing that finish line, winning that gold, standing on that podium over and over and over again to train their brain into thinking it was real and it had happened. I know Conor McGregor was someone that I remember hearing talking about visualization, helping him win boxing matches. Arnold Schwarzenegger was using it when he wanted to become a movie star. He used it in his bodybuilding first, and then he used it to become a movie star. And he used to visualize himself every single day, getting big roles in movies and earning lots of money. And look what happened to him. So we know that it's powerful. We know that people use it. We can do exactly the same in business, right? We can do exactly the same. And we want to be using this powerful tool because it really, really helps us start changing the wiring in our mind. Because as you probably already know, if you've been drawn to this video, you have a subconscious program right now in your mind that is pretty much controlling all of your results and all of your experience. And most of it's limited. Most of it was programmed when we were young. Most of it is full of limiting beliefs, fears, doubts, all these things that are actually holding us back. So visualization is a really powerful tool that we can use to start changing the ideas, the images, the thoughts, and the beliefs that we have in our subconscious program so that we can start creating more success and manifesting the things that we want to manifest instead of manifesting the things that we don't want over and over again. What happens is our brain does not know the difference between real and imagined, vividly imagined. So we are able to use visualization to plant future memories and trick our brain into thinking it's real, which then helps our subconscious to get on board with our goals. So it's actually working in alignment with us. It's working as our partner rather than working against us, creating all sorts of self-sabotage and stopping us from hitting the goals that we actually want to hit because it thinks that it's scary for us because it's unsafe, right? So we want to get that subconscious mind on board with us, sorry. And as we do this, as we become really, really emotionally involved in the images that we're conjuring up, the experiences that we want to create, our future memories, the way we want to live, the way we want our business to be, the way we want to see ourselves being, is the more emotionally involved we get with that and the more vivid we make these experiences in our mind. And even if you're someone that isn't very visual and you can't, see really, really clearly the images, you don't necessarily need to. You want to be experiencing it. And we'll come on to this in a minute, but you can go through the experience. You can still imagine. You can still imagine that you're going through that very thing now in whatever way it is for you, in whatever sense it is for you. It might be that you're hearing things more. It might be that you're feeling the feelings, the emotions. It might be that you're noticing the smells, whatever it is. Okay. So as we become more emotionally involved with these images, with these ideas in our mind, they start to become implanted in our subconscious. So we are deliberately using our conscious mind to plant these new ideas in our subconscious mind to override the old program that is causing the self-sabotage, that's causing the fear and the doubt, that's causing the limited results, that's causing us not to hit our goals. So it's so, so, so powerful. But the problem is so many people are using it. And they're using it in the right way, but they're making three big mistakes, which is actually either going to completely limit the effectiveness of it or just stop it from being effective altogether. Okay, so I want to share those three mistakes with you now so that you don't have to make them. So, number one is, and I did this, and it was actually when I was being trained by Bob Proctor, I was part of one of his mentoring programs for 6 months. And we got to go on and ask him questions. We were live with him every single week. This was just a couple of years ago. So this was one of my questions to him. So I went on Zoom and I was able to ask him this question. And it was about visualization. And I was saying, I end up visualizing it being in the future. I'm seeing these things happening. I'm living this life. I'm feeling it all. It feels amazing. But I feel like I'm seeing it in my future and not as now. And he said, no, you have to see it as happening now. It cannot be seen as in your future because when you are just imagining it and visualizing it and creating a memory for your future. It's going to stay in your future. You're not actually collapsing time. You're not swapping timelines. You're not going to make the quantum leap because you are continuing to manifest it being in the future. So you're separate from it. Whereas you want to be visualizing it being right now, here, part of you, where you are. You don't want to be separate from it anymore. Because all the time we're separate from it, we don't have it. And we want to be telling ourselves, tricking and deceiving, I suppose, our subconscious mind into believing that it's already ours. So our subconscious mind is working with us as our partner, as our best business partner to create what it is that we want. So stop imagining it being in your future. When you visualize, you're visualizing all the future scenes, but you're bringing them into the present moment. You're bringing them into now and you're embodying them in the now as if it's real right now. So that's number one. See it happening. Don't see it happening in the future. See it happening right now. So number two is, and this is something I used to do as well. I'd get up, do my morning routine, and I would have a series of things that I'd do to reprogram my mind, to plant ideas in my subconscious, to manifest the things that I want. I had a manifest list. We're manifesting 24/7, right? We're manifesting all the time. But the problem was I was treating it like a thing that I had to do in the morning for an hour. And then that was fine. And as much as I loved it, it ended up becoming a bit of a list. So visualization, right? What's the time now? Okay, I've got to visualize for 15 minutes. So then I'll visualize for 15 minutes. Right, done that now. What's next? What's the next thing to do? And then I'll go about my work day. But that's not going to make it effective because we're ticking it off as a to-do list. It's become a process, a part of a system. And although it is part of a system, the whole point in this is that we are embracing the experience within our body. We're embodying it. We're integrating it into our very being. We're integrating it into our subconscious. We're planting the image. So we have to live it. And we're not going to live it if we're just trying to tick it off a tick list and we're just sort of thinking about it. Yeah, that feels nice. Yeah, and I want this and I want this and thinking about all these things. No, we have to actually go through the motions, through all of our senses. This is what I said we'd come on to. What can you smell? What can you hear? Are there people laughing? Are there people talking? What are they saying? Have a conversation with someone. Make it real. Share something with someone. You've just celebrated an amazing income month, a breakthrough goal. You've hit your 7 figures, your 6 figures, whatever it is. See the person, hear your voice telling them, hear their response, see their response, feel them give you a hug and celebrate with you, chink glasses with them, have a drink. What does it taste like? You want to be going into these depths and actually experiencing it as if it's actually happening. Remember, in the moment, right now, this is happening, this is real. So embrace all of your senses into it and really embody it. Don't allow it to be a 15-minute tick list. Let yourself get so engrossed in it that you almost shock yourself when you come back to, because you're not actually there and you really, really had believed that you were there. So it's really, really important that we get so emotionally involved in it that it feels like it's actually happening to us. Because remember, everything you're living in your life, you're living through your mind. You experience your whole entire life through your mind. So in visualization, we're doing the same thing, but we're making up the life that we want to create. And by doing that, we're attracting it to us. But we have to do it in our mind, which is just what we're doing every day anyway. All the things that come into our minds when, I don't know, someone does something that we don't like, or we have a worry, or we have a fear. We're visualizing all those things happening to us right now. We're visualizing the argument we're about to have with someone because they've said something that we don't like, or we're envisaging people putting horrible comments on our posts and what we're going to say back. And this whole scenario plays out in our mind without us even trying during the day while we're sat at our computer. So if we can do that effortlessly and easily with anything that we worry about, with anything that we fear about, those horrible scenarios where our mind's just gone off to the worst possible case thing happening to us, we can certainly spend 15 minutes in the morning in doing it. And we want to get as emotionally involved as we do when the fear hits us, right? But we want to be getting emotionally involved in a positive way, feeling the gratitude, feeling the joy, the bliss, the love, the just awe and the wonder that this is actually our lives. So that was number 2, is stop ticking it off like a to-do list and actually live it as if it's happening right now. And then the last one, which again, I'm talking all of these from experience. This is something that I went through too. I used to come out of the visualization, come out of my morning routine, and then go about my day in the same way that I always used to go about my day. So I'd get triggered by things. I'd respond to things, not respond, I'd react to things. I would get frustrated. I would go unconscious again and I would start living on autopilot again. So I'd spend all this time in the morning prepping my mind, planting the seeds of my new reality, imagining, visualizing, dreaming, reprogram my mind for success. And then I'd go about my day as my old personality, as Joe Dispenza would refer to it, on autopilot, unconscious. And we don't want to do that. We want to come out of this visualization and we want to go about our day as if it's done, as if it's happened, as if it's real, as if we've really got this. We want to carry the energy, the emotion, the belief, the conviction, the feeling that it is done, because by doing that, we are saying to the universe, this is what we've got. This is ours now. And so long as we can maintain that vibration and that frequency, it has to become our reality. It has to. It's law. It's universal law. So we don't want to just default back to our old person, our old personality, our old habit of thought, our old habits of being. We want to be conscious and aware of how we're acting when we come out of the visualization. Are we showing up as this person? Are we maintaining being this person that we've just created in our mind, that we've just seen in our mind? Because we want to collapse timelines. We want to bring that version of our life into the now, into the reality that we're experiencing right now. And to do that, we can't be constantly observing the old current reality, because the current reality is a record of the past. And by observing it, we are creating it over and over and over again. And we don't want to do that. We want to be creating the vision. So we want to be moving in from the visualization as that person with those feelings, with those emotions, with that vibration, with that frequency, and then go about our day as if it is already done. It is done. It's yours. It's not separate. It's yours. And then whatever you can do throughout the day, if you go off course, which we all do, right? It's normal. We are having a human experience. We are going to act like humans and we're going to get triggered and we're going to have all these things. But what can you do during the day to get you back on track? And the beautiful thing about all of this is the more you visualize, the more you practice it, the more it becomes second nature to you. And then you will be able to just sit there through the day. If something has triggered you or wound you up or whatever it is, always take a note. Be curious. Don't judge yourself for it. Don't blame and shame yourself for it. Just note what it is that came up for you, right? Because that's something that you can work on. It'll be a belief. It'll be maybe an old trauma, an old memory, something that needs to be worked on that you can release and let go of it and elevate through. But so just make a note of whatever it is, but then you can get to the point where you can just put your hands on your heart. You don't even need to do this. Close your eyes, take a couple of deep breaths, and then go back to that future memory that you've created. Go back to your vision. Go back to your real reality, the reality you're creating right now. And then you can just sit there and just feel the feelings, right? Soak it up. Remind yourself who it is that you really are and what it is that you're really creating. And then you get yourself back on track again. So you've neutralized the negative emotion, the negative response before it's taking you into a downward spiral, because we all know how that happens so fast. And if we can just take these moments of time throughout the day, then we're going to keep a really steady vibration and frequency. And we're just going to stay on track. When we're in alignment, when we're in flow, that's when we get the ideas, the inspiration. That's when we get the nudges, the answers, the solutions. But every time we veer off and spiral down, like we've just closed our minds off from so much knowledge, so much help, so much support, so many ideas, so many solutions, so many answers, right? So act as if it's done, come out of there as if it's done, and then try and keep yourself in that vibration for as much as the day as you possibly can. So they are the three biggest mistakes that I see most people make, and I did too. As I say, no shame or blame here. I hope you found them really, really helpful. And if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like and hit subscribe so you're notified every time I release more videos. I release new videos every single week, all on these sorts of topics: success mindset, power of the mind, and law of attraction, to help you and your business grow. And if you really liked it and you want to go deeper, I have a free online training that I'll drop the link somewhere in the show notes, in the description below. And you'll be able to sign up for this right now. And it will teach you how to break through to your next level of income and success so that you can manifest any business goal, any income goal, in 3 simple but powerful steps. That's a free training and you can register for it right now just by clicking the link somewhere in the description. So have a beautiful day and I'm going to see you in the next episode. Bye-bye.